Empires of the Undergrowth 2.2, Queen of the Hill, impossible difficulty. Let's go. Pick mortars. Alright, we start out obviously in the nest, dig to the left, grab this free food over here, and dig out a little pocket for some extra workers like so. I'm going to start off with workers because they're cheaper, we can get more of them, and get ourselves stuck in quicker and gathering food. Right, get up, dig this area out, then dig out another space for some more workers, and gather all that food up top. Start by making some food tiles by the entranceway so your ants don't have to travel too far. Right, get up outside, make sure combat's disabled so you don't get dragged down by trying to fight the ladybugs, and get yourself a move in. Where that food was to the left, that's where we're building our mortar ants. A second area that we're going to make out, you can either go and build it in a lovely by 19 pattern, or you can just go down like so. This is going to be for our tanks. We don't need to upgrade the tanks, so just dig out. First assault, the music will change, so that's normally your indicator. You'll hear the music change to the combat music. That'll be your indicator that the black ants are attacking. You can get inside and hoard up, or you can go outside like I did here for this first wave and just bombard them with your mortars and your workers so that you can get to the food quicker. Once that's done, build out a second little area and keep gathering from both aphid groups. Make sure combat's disabled when you're gathering from both aphid groups. Get back in. Here comes the wood ant wave. You need to make sure your combat's enabled. This is something I kept forgetting to do and kept losing because of it. Make sure combat is enabled when you have your ants inside, otherwise you're screwed. Beautiful. With that first attacks out the way, we should be building up a nice little stockpile of wood ants. Alright, start by clearing out the nest areas. I prefer these two to the top right here because they're nice and easy. Even this coach horse, adult coach horse, is no match for you right now. Then we need to start building up a second group of wood ants, and the reason why we're doing this is so we can clear out the nest with the wood ants and the tanks, clear out the smaller pockets, and at the same time have our workers and our large group of wood ants out by the right aphid site, like so, and you're basically going to sit and guard this aphid site. It is really important that you guard this aphid site. Make sure food's enabled and combat's enabled, and just sit on it. You can kill off these little baby coach horses, not an issue. It's the ladybugs that we want because they're going to be minimizing our food. So you should start scaring them off. You knock them down to about half to a third of their health and they'll fly away without taking an aphid. As you can see here, we're starting to clear out some of these other areas to the right. Just take out the smaller pockets. Don't worry, your tanks should be able to take most of the punishment while your mortars just bombard away. This second group of workers comes in really handy because you can get them also gathering food whilst you use your control groups 3 and 4 to keep clearing out the nest and not gathering food. So you're getting food income from there, food income from aphid sites, and you're still clearing out the nest at the same time. You could just disable food for those groups. Once you start getting a good stockpile and you're able to clear out a couple of areas successfully, start upgrading your wood ants on your 19 block. We need to start getting a bunch of level 3s by day 2, probably like 5 or 6. I would prefer more, but see how your food stocks are going and see how you're getting on. Notable to mention right now, this mission is a lot about timing and managing all of your groups successfully, quickly, and efficiently. Day 2, waves coming in, get yourselves sat in the nest like so. Keep your ranged ants behind and your melee ants in front. Make sure combat's enabled. Just sit pretty. As you can see, I've got about 7 upgraded wood ants to level 3. However, now that we have them at level 3, they now start doing a load of splash damage, and this is going to help save us a load of time and food by allowing us to kill off a whole bunch of ants quicker. In between waves, you can nip outside, grab the food from the aphids, and then run back in as soon as the attack starts coming in. During this time, you can also clear out a pocket, as you can see I've done down here, using control groups 3 and 4. You should be able to handle it with just your workers. If 3 and 4 gets overwhelmed, don't worry, just ignore it, guard the entrance to the site first, and then worry about clearing out the attackers. Don't open up the top left section because there's too many coach horses, and right now you don't have the time. Start by clearing out the smaller ones first and work your way to bigger and better things. As you can see, between waves, we just sat out here. We're just scaring off the ladybugs and gathering the food. Now here's what I mean by getting overwhelmed. As you can see here, my control groups 3 and 4 actually got killed off opening up this horde. Just ignore the coach horses. Your ants will turn around and fight back. Priority is always the entranceway. See, we've turned around, we've killed that coach horse off now, and now we can get over. We did take unnecessary losses. This wasn't a perfect run, but it doesn't have to be. Alright, then you can set all your groups. As you can see here, you've got this balance. You can gather multiple areas at one time. Make sure that at night, you get your control group 2s outside. You should be able, again, with your numbers and with your level 3s now, you should be able to overwhelm a lot of these ladybird invasions and even kill a few, granting you 10 extra food. See, it used to be you could actually get away with doing this mission by just sitting outside and killing everything outside and gathering food from that, but they've changed how much food your mobs outside give you And that means you have to clear out the nest. You can't just sit outside and just constantly gather food. You have to be clearing out the nests at the same time. Now, I was brave here and very aggressive, and just at the start of the morning, I went ahead and opened this top left pocket. And the reason why I did that is just to clear out absolutely tons of space. I've set control groups 3 and 4, as you can see by the entrance, just in case we did get attacked. We're attacking them, and if you look on the minimap, we're now having a black ant invasion. But we're able to have successfully cleared this out, and now opening up an absolute metric ton of food. You've got to take the risks. You can't not take the risks here. Obviously, get yourself straight back into the entrance and get blasting. Look at this now. The level 3s are absolutely smashing. The black ants scare me more than the wood ants, and the reason being is the wood ants, if they get hit by a mortar shell, die pretty quickly. I mean, the ranged ones do. Don't forget to keep gathering and keep expanding. You could probably afford to open this up, like you see me doing here with 3 and 4. Open up this trio, coach horses. You know, again, if you've opened it up and the invasion comes in, just get straight back to the entrance. Just ignore the coach horses. There's not a lot you could do. The entrance takes priority. As the ants are running in, and because we're so close, the ranged ants run in and just take the blasting of all the other stuff. However, now you're starting to get attacked by ants at the same time, and we're taking a lot of losses. This is why we have this other group of workers helping and assisting in replanting eggs. Continue clearing out. The nest should be completely clear by now, and here comes the waves yet again. You should be able to handle this. You see the waves coming in. You see how much food we've got on the top right. Always keep a stockpile, at least, you know, especially on day 2. You've got to be at least 200. I mean, we've lost, what, 200, 130 food right now. As you can see again, just ignoring that coach horse down the bottom right. Now, it's going to be gather everything in the nest using your workers and maybe control groups 3 and 4. But make sure that you stay outside now and just guard this aphid group with your life. Just guard the one on the far right. Don't worry about the left, just guard the one on the far right. Find that the left gets overwhelmed too quickly, and it's a slightly further. Right, you're going to start upgrading your second group now. Once you've upgraded your first group of wood ants, basically by the start of day 3, we need to be getting, or certainly towards the end of day 3, we need to have a ton of food in a stockpile. And as you can see here, I'm actually getting beaten up quite a bit, but it's a risk to go to the left here once we've run out of aphids on the right. You're going to take losses for sure, but just gather the food. Right, that's all done, and your aphid groups are going to be covered up by the black ants on the left and the wood ants on the right. So what I do here is I quickly just nip out my workers with combat disabled just to grab this extra bit of food, because why not? As you can see, we're starting 370 food, and yeah, we could use every little bit of it. You should have, or aiming to have, about 38 level 3 mortars. So on this day, you're getting attacked by black ants and wood ants first simultaneously, then at the same time, and then at the same time with their queens. What you want to do is keep you guys all bunched up together and just ignore the aphids now. It's too late. You should have gathered this food, you know, in the previous days. If not, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. Alrighty, we're going to keep blasting away. You're getting hit with hundreds of ants at the same time, and this is where our mortars come in now. The black ants are the ones that obviously do the most damage, but with our mortars at level 3, we're splash damaging so many, we're actually just clearing out a ton. And you're seeing at each of these waves, we're losing about 100 food at a time. So quickly, in the intermission, quickly run up, combat disabled, and see if you can't gather a few extra juicy morsels from the aphids. And then get yourself straight back in. You don't have much time to do this. And literally, as soon as you clear that wave, run outside, grab the food. Wave 3, and holy shit. Look how many ants are coming in at us. Look at all that red. Look at all that splash damage. Look at the chaos. And we're getting overrun and overwhelmed. But it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. Just keep blasted. You see the ant queen there that we're nailing. Just got to overwhelm. This bit very much is just sit and hope you survive. Hope you've gathered enough food. Hope you've done it efficiently enough. Just sit and survive. And you see the last of the ants are being mopped up. The second queen is dead, and we have survived. And of course, we get the wonderful little end screen like so.
The wood ants upon the hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the Undergrowth.
Alrighty, 2.2, very difficult, and you just need to micromanage multiple groups at the same time, making it pretty spicy and interesting mission on impossible difficulty. But that is us. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.